The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. That just kind of sounds like my best Joanne Worley, doesn't it? Hello there, everybody. My name is Ron Chuck, and welcome to the program for the 7th day of May, 2025. We're playing the games of July 6th, so Friday night, or Friday afternoon in this case, 1956. We're at County Stadium on a rainy afternoon in Milwaukee for Warren Spahn, who you will see next week in the All-Star game, I am sure. He is looking, I believe, for win number 11. I feel that. Against the Cubs. The Braves, the good news is they've won a bunch of games in a row. The bad news is the Dodgers really have kind of taken over the National League. So really a must-win for the Braves, and they got the right pitcher for it. Plus, you get to see Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks. It's a night of 1,000 stars in the daytime as they're weed-whacking behind me outside. It's the Cubs and the Braves. It's a Superstation special. Holy cow, it's next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today, from County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is the Milwaukee Braves and the Chicago Cubs. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Imagine trying to explain to someone from the 50s that the Cubs and the Braves would be seen nationally from Atlanta. It would be the Chicago Cubs with Harry Carey and Steve Stone, and the Atlanta Braves with Skip Carey, Pete Van Weer, and Ernie Johnson, or maybe John Sterling or Don Sutton or something like that. Anyway, enough of that. Warren Spahn gets the start for Milwaukee. He leads the National League in wins with 10. He's 10-1, making start number 16 with a 2.76 ERA. He's 35 years old. He throws a Bugs Bunny fastball at 82 and is a ground ball pitcher. He will win the Cy Young in 57, Milwaukee's World Series year. Last pitched 4 days ago against the Redlegs, but did not take the decision in a 6-5 loss. He went 9 innings, but that was not the distance. 151 pitches, 11 hits, 5 runs, all earned. A home run allowed. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. This is his first start of the year against the Cubs. Overall for Spahn, 127 innings, 122 hits. I'm going to sneeze here in a second. 42 runs, 39 earned. He's allowed 15 home runs. Excuse me, he has only walked 14. So, like Janet Jackson, he has control, and he has struck out 61. The lineup he'll face for the Cubs, Don Hoke will lead off at third base. Gene Baker at second will bat second. D. Fondy at first will go third. Ernie Banks at short will clean up. Monty Irvin in left will bat fifth. Eddie Mixis is in center field, he'll bat sixth. Jim King is in right, he'll bat seventh. Harry Cheedy Bang Bang behind the plate goes eighth, and Don Kaiser will bat ninth. Spahn, how you doing, Big Dave? Hello, ton. I've lost weight, okay? Warren Spahn can give you 150 pitches. Defensively for the Braves, Wes Covington a 5 and a 4 in left. Billy Bruton a 7 and a 6 in center. Hank Aaron a 9 and a 9 in right. The infield, Eddie Matthews a 10 at third. Johnny Logan a 7 and a 7 at short. Danny O'Connell a 7 and a 6 at second. Joe Adcock is a 6 at first. Del Rice a 7 and a 7 behind the plate. And Warren Spahn is an 8 with a 983 fielding percentage. It is raining here in Milwaukee. That wind blowing in from right field at 16. It is a warm 83. So we'll see how it affects the pitchers if we get a delay. Don Hoke is hitting 164, 3 homers, and 12 RBI. Spahn starts the ball game with the ground ball right back to him. Over to Adcock, 1 out. So that's how this one starts. Milwaukee, this is game 69 for them. They are 43-25. For the Cubbies, it is game 71, and they are 30-40. Fat fingers for Big Dave. Gene Baker's hitting .258, 7 home runs and 21 RBI. Spahn delivers, and there is a base hit past Logan in the left. Covington will throw it back in. So the Cubs 1 on, 1 out for D. Fondy. D hitting .276, 5 homers and 29 RBI. Let's go Bruins. Pitch to Fondy. There's a pass Joe Adcock into right field down the line. Aaron quickly cut it off and throws to O'Connell to hold everyone to 1 base. So 2 hits in a row off of Spahn. Here's Ernie Banks hitting .266, 14 homers and 48 RBI. Hope you are well. We'll be with you Friday at noon Eastern for the White Sox. I forget who they're playing, but technically we stay in the area. Not too far from Milwaukee to Chicago. Pitch to Ernie. Popped up. Right side. Adcock and O'Connell, and it will be O'Connell, and there is 2 out. For Monty Irvin, Monty hitting .230, 5 homers and 20 RBI. Runners on first and second, no score. 2 out here in the first. And Irvin draws the walk, so Spahn has the sharpness so far of a kindergartner's scissors. Here's Mixus hitting .205, 9 home runs and 19 RBI. So bases loaded, 2 out. Spahn in real life lost 11. On the replay, most of his numbers are pretty much spot on, but he is 10-1. Warren deals. Fly ball left field. Covington moseys over, makes the catch, and the Cubs will leave them loaded. No, which is a Harry Carey thing. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Half an inning in the books. Cubs 0, Braves 0. Here is Don Kaiser, who has only been with the Cubs for about a month or so, or a couple months, making his 7th of 22 starts. Hard luck when you have an earned run average of .333, but your record is 1-6. Ugh. He's 21 years old. Fastball at 85 and is a standard pitcher. He has faced the Braves twice and has lost to them once. In fact, that was his last start, was on July 1st. On the third against the Cardinals, a 7-4 loss. 2/3 of an inning, 34 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned in a walk. In fact, he has lost 5 decisions in a row. His only win of the year came on June 8th against the Phillies. Overall for Kaiser, 48 2/3, 44 hits, 20 runs, 18 earned, 4 home runs allowed. He has walked 17 and struck out 23. Cubs have high hopes for him. Danny O'Connell will lead off for Milwaukee at second. Johnny Logan at short will bat second. Eddie Matthews at third already has 21 home runs. He'll bat third. Hank Aaron cleans up in right. Wes Covington will bat fifth and play left field. Joe Adcock at first goes sixth. Billy Bruton in center batting seventh. Del Rice behind the plate batting eighth. And Warren Spahn will bat ninth on the mound. Kaiser can give you 135 pitches. How you doing, Mr. DeMarco? Defensively for the Cubs, Monty Irvin is 7-4 in left. Mixus a 4-3 in center. And Jim King is a 4-4 in right. Don Hoke is a 4 at third. Ernie Banks is 7-7 at short. Gene Baker, the best of the infielders, an 8-8. D. Fondy a 5 at first. Harry Cheedy is a 4-3 behind the plate. And Kaiser is a 7 on the mound with a .917 fielding percentage. O'Connell steps in at .226, 3 homers, and 18 RBI. Sean needs a nap. 3 hours sleep, huh? Well, we'll put it into ASMR mode, and you should be able to get some Z's. Pitch to O'Connell. There is a fly ball to center. That'll drop in front of Mixus, and O'Connell will hold there. For Johnny Logan, hitting 300, 7 homers, and 39 RBI. So 1 pitch, 1 hit. Logan draws the walk. So first and second now, nobody out. Cubs loaded the bases in their half of the first and didn't score. Eddie Matthews wants to change that for Milwaukee, hitting 331, already 21 homers, and has driven in 60. The cat is already acting up. Pitch to Eddie. There is a line drive to Fondy, and Logan has to scamper back. Fondy with a leaping catch. How about that? So 1 away for Hank Aaron. Aaron at 321 only has 9 home runs, but he's driven in 56. Kaiser deals. Fly ball right field. Back goes King, but will make the catch. And again, O'Connell will go to third on the fly out to right. So chances galore for both of these teams in the first, and nothing across. How you doing, Triple G? Here's Covington. West at 217, no homers, and 5 RBI. Pitch from Kaiser. There's a ground ball to Banks. Takes it to the bag himself, and everybody can't score. Milwaukee, no runs, a hit, and they leave on 2. And after 1, Cubs nothing, Braves nothing. King, Chidi, and Kaiser to face Spahn, who threw 31 pitches in his half of the first. King hitting 214, 8 homers, and 19 RBI. Struck him out. First for Spahn, and 0-2 fastball in there at the belt. For Chidi, hitting 205, 3 homers, and 10 RBI. Spahn winds and fires. That's into center. Bruton will come in a bit. 2 out. So as it makes a sliding catch on the grass, as a matter of fact. His 14th great play, 2 out for Don Kaiser. 1 for 13 on the replay. He has singled and struck out 7 times. A beautiful day on the prairie. Okay, thank you, Melissa Gilbert. Today is a golf day. Spahn deals. Kaiser hits a ground ball to Adcock. Joe underhands it to Spahny, and that will take care of the side. Cubs go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after an inning and a half, it's the Cubs nothing, the Braves nothing. So Adcock, Bruton, and Rice to face Kaiser in the second. What's your handicap there, Triple G? Joe Adcock is hitting 275, 11 homers, and 34 RBI. Fly ball, center field. Mixus doesn't even really have to move. 1 out for Billy Bruton, hitting 324. 8 homers. He's had a monster year in 44 RBI. Kaiser's pitch struck him out. First for Don. A 1-2 fastball got him swinging. 2 out for Del Rice, hitting 195. No homers. 7 RBI. Triple G is honest. My handicap is my driver right now. 11. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I remember watching a golf tournament, might have been in the 90s, when the size of driver head started to come back, started to grow. And it was someone who was hitting pretty much with a lollipop driver. It was a candy driver. And they figured that the bigger the sweet spot, the farther you could go with it. Well, the joke was that he took it out of the bag and hit his drive, and he thought it went for miles and miles, but it stuck on the head of his lollipop driver. 2 out for Rice. Kaiser deals. There's a ground ball to Banks. Ernie backhands it, throws to Fondy for the out, and Milwaukee is retired in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third on a rainy afternoon in Wisconsin, no score. So top of the lineup for the Cubs, opening 9 for Spahn, 39 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Hoke is 0 for 1. There is a looper in the left center field that will drop in front of Bruton. And that's the third hit for the Cubs. Gene Baker singled his first time up. It's always interesting when you watch some of the older golf club equipment videos. I mean, what you would have considered a driver even 30 years ago kind of looks like a 3-wood today. And it's always interesting to see newer golfers or younger golfers hit with actual persimmon woods. Pitch to Baker. There's a bunt. Matthews runs in, throws to O'Connell. The bunt will be a sacrifice. Hoke moves up to second. Didn't even see that one coming. And there's one out. But a good play by Matthews, who was playing back, to get a good glove on it on the wet grass. Steve Fondy singled his first time up. Up the middle, Logan looks Hoke back, throws to Hancock, and Fondy, well, Hoke goes back to third. Fondy's retired, 2 out for Ernie Banks, who's 0 for 1. Fly ball, right field. Aaron, retreating, makes the catch in the Cubs. They've put 4 runners on, and they've stranded them all. No runs, no hit, or 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the third here at County Stadium. Chicago nothing, Milwaukee nothing. So Spahn, O'Connell, and Logan to face Kaiser. How you doing, Parallel League? In the bottom of the third. Warren hitting .217, 2 homers, and 7 RBI. Spahn laces this one foul first base side, and somebody from Cunningham Hardware made that catch. The 1-2. Line to second. Baker is there. 1 away. For Danny O'Connell, who singled his first time up. Kaiser, a good opening 9. 27 pitches, 2 1/3. A hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Braves at 43 and 25. Playing .630 ball. It's not like they are, packing it in, but the Dodgers, when you see the standings in a moment or two, are just playing head and shoulders above everybody else. Pitch to O'Connell, and Danny draws the walk. It's raining in Burlington again. That's something we haven't said in, 5 minutes. Sun was out this morning. It was a gorgeous morning. But I had homemaker today, so I didn't get the chance to get out. Johnny Logan walked his first time up. Kaiser's pitch. That's a base hit in the left center field. Irvin will pick it up. O'Connell will hold. And Logan stays at first. So first and second, 1 out. This is what they did in the first inning. And here's Eddie Matthews, who's 0 for 1. A bit cool. Define cool for you. 61 degrees here in town. Pitch to Matthews. Eddie into right center, but Mixis will track this one down in the alley for the out. O'Connell will bluff, but not with 2 out, even on Mixis' bad arm. So 2 out for Aaron, who is 0 for 1. Mr. Rockwood will not be happy with the Braves leaving so many runners on. Pitch to Aaron. Left center field. Eddie running the other way will make the catch on the track to retire the side. Oh, yeah. So it's about 1 degree difference here. 60 in Dayton. It's always 51 at Wright-Patterson. Just saying. That's Area 51. No runs, a hit. The Braves have left on 4. And after 3, it's the Cubs nothing, Milwaukee nothing. So Irvin, Mixus, and King to face Spahn here in the fourth. Kaiser is on a roll for sure, Demos. Irvin walked his first time up and slather him with some mayo, and he's on a roll. Monty hits a ground ball to Matthews across the way to Adcock. 5-3 on the putout, one away. For Eddie, who's 0 for 1. There is a ground ball to first. Adcock underhand makes a backhanded play, underhands it to Spahn for the out. So 2 away. You're fighting with your DoorDash driver. Uh-oh, what'd you order for lunch? Jim King is 0 for 1, 2 out. DoorDash, we always have good luck with. We do our groceries through Instacart. Most of the time, it's pretty good. Some of the subs that they make, though, pitch to King, struck out his first time up, ground ball to Logan, over to Adcock, and the Cubs go quietly in the fourth after 3.5. No runs, no hits, no errors. It is the Cubbies nothing, the Braves nothing. So, oops, I forgot to change the league on the standings, on the leaders. Anyway, we told you Milwaukee isn't playing bad ball. I think they've won 6 straight. They're playing 632 at 43-25, but the Dodgers are 50-game winners. We had them on for the 4th of July doubleheader, and they swept the Giants to go 50-20. I mean, Cincinnati is the only other team in the National League above 500, and they are 14 out. And then everyone else. Pittsburgh at the end at 28-43. Hard to believe that in 4 short years they would win the World Series. American League, the Cubs. Sorry, White Sox fans. The White Sox are a game up on Cleveland and a game up on Detroit. I think we're doing Detroit and Chicago on Friday. Red Sox are 3 back. The Yankees, finally above 500, are 5 back. Baltimore, Washington, and Kansas City is waiting for Lenny Dawson. Let's put it this way. If the Braves were in the American League, they'd have a 3.5 game lead. Demo's biggest problem with DoorDash is his wife, Mrs. Dash. Yeah, she doesn't like salt. I didn't even look to see what Todd B's pun was. Yeah, Mrs. Dash can be a bit salty at times. Actually, no. There's no salt in Mrs. Dash. It's all bitter. She was the original Spice Girl. She'll tell you what she wants, what she really, really wants. And she'll tell you what she wants, what she really, really wants. She wants a little cilantro in her meal right now. Covington is 0 for 1. Kaiser pitches. Strike 3. That's 2 for Don. A 1-2 fastball in there at the knee. Strike 3. So I think I can tell you this Instacart story. We're not supposed to be having... Kids aren't going to watch 1956 baseball anyway. Joe Adcock is 0 for 1. So some afternoon, it might have been a Friday, it doesn't matter if it's a Friday or a Saturday, and my wife is putting away the groceries, and she comes in and says, Ron, the groceries smell like weed. Well, it is Vermont, and, people do that stuff around here. Pitch to Adcock. There is a ground ball past Hoke. That's going to be extra bases. Irvin runs to the chain link fence. He throws it in, and Joe is into second with a double. His 11th of the year. So I'm telling my wife, don't be silly. Why would the groceries smell like weed? You sure we didn't get like a catnip or something like that? Well, she keeps rummaging through and going through the bags. Billy Bruton, by the way, struck out his first time up. And wouldn't you know, our Instacart driver left his brand new pipe in with the groceries, which we promptly knocked on the neighbor's door and gave to him. Yep. So if you're delivering for Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Instacart, Shipt, don't put anything personal in there that you don't want someone else to find. And so it begins. Yeah. Could you imagine that? I mean, how do you can't report that. You don't want to get the poor kid fired. Pitch to Bruton, and Billy draws the walk. So first and second, one out for Del Rice, who's 0 for 1. Scoreless game in the bottom of the fourth. Adcock on second, Bruton on first. So that's what Cheech Marin is doing these days. That'd be Tommy Chong. How you doing, Andrew? Again, what people do in their own time is their own business. You just felt bad for the kid. And Sarah said it was a kid. Pitch to Rice, 0 for 1. Fly ball, right center field. King will turn. No, he won't. That will hit and go to the wall. Adcock will score. Rice is in the second with a double. That took that funny off of that chain link fence. And Milwaukee draws first blood 1-0. So second and third, one out for Spahn, who's 0 for 1. You're glad that we hashed it all out. Give yourself an edible, Demos. Oh, Davy. Pitch to Spahn. Ground ball to the mound. Kaiser, third base side of the rubber. Bruton will hold. They'll throw out Spahn, and there's 2 out. These puns are really highbrow today. And that will be 2 out. Bruton actually is going to score. So Kaiser threw it to first. I told Bruton not to go, and it took so long with the throw that Bruton scored. So it's 2-0 Milwaukee. Nobody on for Danny O'Connell, who has walked and singled, 1 for 1. Kaiser, 3 2/3, 18 batters, 64 pitches. Both the runs are earned, 4 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Just make sure that when you're announcing, you don't actually call a 2-run double. I'm missing something there. Is that a Sterling joke, or did someone actually do that? A Rice on third. O'Connell over Fondy and in front of King, and it's 3-0. We'll figure this out at some point. So the Braves having a very good inning. Here's Johnny Logan. He's walked and singled 1 for 1. So Rice, Spahn, and O'Connell all with RBI. You got Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock in the middle of that lineup. And it's the end of the lineup that's doing all the damage. 2-run doobie. That's what I get for not wearing my glasses. Instead of the last man standing, it's the last man punting. You know, somewhere I hear banjos in the distance. Pitch to Logan. Johnny swings into right field. King will make the catch and mercifully end the inning. 3 runs for the Braves on 3 hits and no errors. They have left on 5, and after 4 full here in Milwaukee, it is the Braves 3, the Cubs nothing. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be with a 2-run doobie when you're living in a van down by the river. Sorry. Cheedy, Kaiser, and Hoke to face Spahny here in the 4th. Matt says, go get him, Braves. Cheedy 0 for 1. Spahn deals. There's a ground ball to Logan. Johnny throws it to first for the out. 1 away for Kaiser, who's 0 for 1. So Spahn, given the benefit of the doubt, as we said at the bottom of his order, not Matthews and Aaron, struck him out. That's 2 for Spahny, and 0-2 fastball inside. So 2 out for Hoke. 18 batters deep for Spahn. 67 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Me thinks them Braves been smoking peace pipe. And so that today, boys and girls, is how you get demonetized on YouTube. Pitch to Hoke. There is a ground ball over the mound. Logan has it, throws to Adcock, and with all that, it is the Braves 3, the Cubs nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Wow, dude, where's my dash order? And a base is loaded to Doobie could put the pitcher's plans up in smoke. If you join us late, the house band is playing. 88-12 Milwaukee leads. The house band is in rare form. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Cubbies. Cubbies failed to score on 2 hits in a walk in the first. Milwaukee 7 at the plate in the fourth. Del Rice opened up the scoring column, doubling home Joe Adcock to make it 1-0. Warren Spahn, a fielder's choice, to make it 2-0. And then Danny O'Connell scored Rice on a single to make it 3-0. Spahn 5 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Don Kaiser 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Matthews is 0 for 2 today. Do they have a division of DoorDash called DoorHash? Maybe in California. Certainly not in Vermont. Was there a lot of snacks in that? No, there wasn't. There wasn't. But and Parallel League is going to get me banned. Eddie Matthews is 0 for 2. Pitch from Kaiser, that is up the middle. Baker has it, throws to Fondy, and that's an error. Had to rush it, and Matthews is going to reach. Baker with his 15th error of the year. It was a high throw, but stayed in play, and Matthews is on. It has rained all the way through this, by the way. That wind blowing in from 16 in right field. 86 degrees. It is a hot, sticky day here in Milwaukee. Aaron 0 for 2. Dave, is that you, Dave? Dave's not here, man. Cody, I wondered that all the time. Pitch to Aaron, 0 for 2. Left center field, Mixis running over to the track, makes the catch, and Matthews is back. Are the Caps in trouble, or was the Carolina a fluky one-off? I don't know. I didn't see any of it. I'm still buzzing over that Winnipeg comeback the other day. Wes Covington is 0 for 2. I should steal Matthews. Is Kaiser going to throw over? I'm going to chance it. No, he doesn't. Matthews. Is that a balk? No, he steals the bag, his third. And there wasn't even a throw from Chidi. So Matthews with the swipe, 1 out and a 1-strike count here in the bottom of the 5th. So runner in scoring position for Covington. How you doing, Mike? The Braves. That would be a good pick considering that they're 13 games better than Chicago. Covington, a line drive to second. Baker is there and Matthews is returned. 2 out for Adcock. Double. 1 for 2 and a run scored. Fly ball, left field. Irvin is there, and the Braves threatened but do not score. No runs, no hit, and the air does not hurt. They've left on 6. We've played 5. It's Milwaukee 3, Chicago nothing. So Baker, Fondy, and Banks to face Spahn in the 6th. As a Blues fan, Cody said, I'm sorry, that Jets comeback really stung. I would imagine. I mean, you were 2 seconds away from moving on. Happy to see a Canadian team continue on. Hope to see the dry spell for Canadian teams win the Cup break soon. There's 3 of them left. got a good chance to get one in the final, I would think. Not sure what Toronto's chances are against Florida. Gene Baker singled his first time up, 1 for 1. And there's a base hit right field. Aaron will cut it off. How much money are you going to give me in the chat not to talk about the Cavs? Here's D. Fondy. He's 1 for 2. Time to pony up, boys. D's got himself a single. Baker on first. Fondy up the middle over O'Connell in front of Bruton. And it's first and second. Cubs have had plenty of chances. And they've not been able to score. Ernie Banks is 0 for 2. A lot. Toronto's goalie out. Well, I think Toronto just gets in their own way. Edmonton was in the finals last year. You'd love to see it, although Winnipeg is such a great story. Pitch to Banks in a moment. Spahn and Rice have a word. Ernie pops it up. Popped it up! Logan is there on the dirt. 1 out for Monty Irvin, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. I follow a number of sports history things on Facebook. And somebody posted a picture of yesterday, the practice facility for the Cavs when they were out in Richfield. Pitch to Irvin. There is a fly ball, left center field. Back goes Covington, and that's gone. So Monty Irvin, a 3-run homer. And this game is tied in the 6th. For Irvin, that's his 6th of the year. Well hit into the bleachers out there. And Spahn coughs up the hairball. We'll get to the Cavs practice facility in a second. Covington ran to the wall and turned and watched it go. There wasn't anything he could do about that. So for those of you who voted Cubs, good for you. Certainly true for the Maple Leafs. They seem to know at times that no Cups in 67. Oh, someone said yesterday, or when we were on Monday, that they were the only major Toronto team to have not won a championship since 1967. The Blue Jays, of course, 2 World Series. The Argos, a bunch of CFL Grey Cups. The Raptors have won an NBA championship, and the soccer club has won an MLS Cup. Demos is not into horse racing buff, but I don't understand the Kentucky Derby winner not going to the Triple Crown. It's only 2 weeks. That is not Pimlico is not the world's best track. And when that horse goes to stud, he's a Derby winner. So there's been some money made. And remember, the Belmont's 1.5 miles. Sean does not want to see Edmonton win the Stanley Cup. Is it true that the Leafs fall in the fall like they do in the spring? Here's Mixis. He's 0 for 2. Pitch. Eddie hits a ground ball to Adcock. Underhands it to Spahn in time for the out. So Adcock doing flashing the leather at first base. 2 out for Jim King. Jim is 0 for 2 with a K. King right back to Spahn. First base side of the rubber. Throws to first, and King beat it out. That grass is wet, and that was a slow bounder, and Spahn waited for a bounce. And it didn't bounce the right way for Milwaukee that time around. And that'll bring up Chidi, who's 0 for 2. Anyway, before I forget, 2 out here in the 6th, 3-3 the score. So the practice gym for the Cavs, when they played out in Richfield, looked like a court you'd see in a prison yard. It was all bricked in. Just absolutely lifeless, dark, and dingy. Pitch to Harry. is a fly ball to Covington. Wes waits and will make the catch, and that will do. Monty Irvin, if you're a Cub fan, is the hero. 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. After 5.5, Braves 3, Cubs 3. So Bruton, Rice, and Spahn to face Kaiser here in the 6th. I said in that group, I said, elementary school gyms look nicer than that. It just was blah. And don't. Richfield was basically out in a cornfield 25 miles from Cleveland. Yeah, that was built in the era, Todd, with when the suburbs were seen as a strength. Pitch to Bruton. Billy swings, right center field. Back goes King, and that is gone. So the Cubs tied it, and 1 batter later, the Braves retake the lead on the home run by Billy Bruton. His 9th of the year, makes it 4-3. A line shot by the Pens. And Matt can breathe a little easier now. Yeah, the owner of the Cavs, Mr. Gund, could not see. But they got the new facility built downtown between the Jake and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Del Rice is 1 for 2. He doubled, driven in his 8th run, and scored once. Kaiser's pitch. That's into right. King coming in. Has it for the out. 1 away for Warren Spahn, who's 0 for 2. Warren does have an RBI. He's now driven in 8. 4-3 Braves here in the 6th. Joe Tate was a classic. Yep. Pitch to Spahn. Struck him out. 3 for Kaiser. 27 batters deep, 2 out here in the 6th. 5 2/3 for Don. 94 pitches. 6 hits. The home run from Billy Bruton. He has walked 3 and struck out 3. They have yet to retire Danny O'Connell. He has singled twice and walked. And they won't retire him again. That's in the left center field for a base hit. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. O'Connell has 2. He's digging for 3rd. He's got his 3rd triple of the year. So 2 out in a 4-3 game, and Logan 1 for 2. He's singled and walked. Yeah, it was Gordon Gund, right? No, we're not talking about Ted Stepien. Todd met Gund once at a card show. Truly nice gentleman. Everything I've heard was nice. Pitch to Logan. That is a base hit in the left field. O'Connell will score, and the Braves go up 5-3. You'd think that would be enough for Spahn, who still has 57 pitches in his arsenal. 2 out for Eddie Matthews, is 0 for 3. Has reached and stole a base today. Chidi and Kaiser have a word. Matthews into shallow right. King will make the catch, and that will do. However, the Braves get the solo homer from Billy Bruton and manufacture another run. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th in Milwaukee. The rain has stopped, and the wind has slowed down a bit. It's just hot. 5-3 Braves. So let's see what they do with Kaiser here. 9-1-2 for the Cubbies here in the 7th. Hoke and Baker to follow. Pete Franklin is not a nice guy. Wow. Did you get your lunch there, Parallel League? Parallel League is in rare form today. Kaiser stays in the game. Ground ball to first. Adcock takes it himself for the out. 1 away for Don Hope. 27 batters deep for Spahn. 95 pitches. 6 1/3. 7 hits. The home run to Monty Irvin. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Remember, every season on Action PC is its own different entity, so he could hit 600 in this replay. And if he's traded in 57 for a Chevy and an Edsel, then I can't do anything about that. Pitch to Hope. There's a ground ball to first. Adcock's had himself a good day out there. Flips it to Spahn for the out. 2 out for Baker, who has singled twice. Gene has scored once. He's 2 for 2. Spahn right on 100 pitches with 2 out in the top of the 7th. Gets away from Rice on strike 3. Stretch time. 5-3 Braves. So no runs, no hits, no errors for Chicago in the top of the inning. 5-8-0 for Milwaukee. They've left on 7. 3 runs, 7 hits, an error for Chicago, and they have left on 5. Hank Aaron is 0 for 3. Kaiser starts the 7th. That's a base hit into right field. King will pick it up, and Aaron finally has a hit. Wes Covington 0 for 3. He has struck out once. Right field, King coming in. 1 out. Kaiser hadn't pitched all that well today. His ERA was 3.33, and now it's over 3 3/4. 1 6 on the replay. That's harsh. Joe Adcock has a double and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Parallel League would like to see the Braves and the Indians. I think Matt would pay me a lot of money to guarantee the Braves getting in. Right now, it'd be Brooklyn and the White Sox. And again, the Braves, 43-25, but the Dodgers have, as Dan Patrick would say, have been en fuego. Pitch to Adcock, struck him out. 4 for Kaiser. He chased a changeup way too early. 2 out for Bruton. Billy homered his last time up. Now is 9 on the replay and driven in 45. Pete Franklin chime. When I lived in San Francisco, Madden in the morning was a joy, but they had Pete Franklin on in San Francisco? He was a real prince. And, you know, find your favorite euphemism and spell it. That's what my grandfather always said, John says, to describe someone who sucked. Franklin made his way to New York on WFAN right around the time they went from 1050 to 66. Pitch to Bruton. Ground ball to Hoke. And the long throw to first, and Bruton is retired. So the Braves leave a base runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. They've left on 8. We go to the 8th. Milwaukee 5, Chicago 3. And in the eternal words, it's raining again. DeFondi is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored. Checks in the mail. All I talked about was the Warriors when they stunk. Matt's got to go mow his lawn. Uh-oh. Sean says, if Kaiser doesn't turn the season around, he won't be getting much bread. It's only 21. Wasn't going to get much bread anyway. So, Franklin went to New York on WFAN and was replaced by 2 relative unknowns at the time. Mike Francesa and Christopher Russo. DeFondi's 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored once. Struck him out. That's 4 for Spahn. Oh, 1-2. Got him looking. Here's Ernie Banks. Ernie's 1 for 3. Super Tramp is who I'm trying to think of. The old refrain, it's raining again. Pitch to Banks. Ernie, hard ground ball to O'Connell, who can't make a play on it. And just for that, they're trading him next year. That was it. 9th there. It's all you're allowed. So runner on the tying run is at the plate. Monty Irvin, who homered it his last time up. Now is 6 on the replay and driven in 23. Interesting. The reason that the other parallel league the other day that they called it Golden State was because they played some of their games in San Diego. Interesting. I know that San Diego had the Rockets their first year, and then eventually when Buffalo moved, they moved to San Diego to become the Clippers before they moved up by 5. But that would make sense, because I know when the Warriors moved from Philadelphia to San Francisco, they were the San Francisco Warriors for a few years. Pitch to Irvin. Monty hits a ground ball to first. Adcock can't make a play, and that's back-to-back errors. So Adcock, who made a couple great plays earlier, wants that infield dried. Back-to-back errors, and Mixis is the go-ahead run. He's 0 for 3. Pitch to Eddie. There's a little chopper foul third base side, and that will eventually get out of play. 1-2 the count. Fly ball left field. Covington to the track, makes the catch, and Banks and Irvin retreat. 2 out for Jim King. Jim is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Oh, yeah, the Cow Palace was horrible, John. You're absolutely right. It looked like a place you'd have a farm show. That's where Rick Barry bought his toupee, right? Parallel's high school nickname was the Warriors. I had a Golden State on your fantasy, or Golden Tate from Notre Dame on your fantasy football team a few years ago, and the name of his team was the Golden Tate Warriors. Underneath the Golden Dome. Did you win that league? So first and second now. Spahn will wait as they announce Frank Kellert as a pinch hitter. Kellert, a righty, hitting 143 as a pinch hitter with 3 RBI. He did not win a championship, I'm being told. Overall, 159, a home run, and 5 RBI. Just get your lunch, Parallel. So Banks on second, Irvin on first. 2 out, top of the 8th, 5-3, Braves lead. Kellert swings a ground ball, a little liner right in the waiting arms of Eddie Matthews, and that will do. So the errors end up not hurting, which is pretty good if you're a Braves fan. No runs, no hits, and 2 errors. Bottom of the 8th here in Milwaukee, the Braves 5, the Cubs 3. So rainy day here in Milwaukee, Rice, Spahn, and O'Connell to face Kaiser, who has been on the wrong kind of roll all afternoon. Dell 1 for 3, a double, his 8th RBI, and his 5th run. I fought to get your drinks. They didn't come now, your pizza's cold. Ugh, sorry about that. Pitch to Rice, fly ball, right center, Mixis, 1 out. For Warren Spahn, who will hit here, he is 0 for 3 today. He has struck out and driven in a run. Right center, second verse, same as the first, 2 out. For the Cubs, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 in the 9th. Danny O'Connell, 3 for 3. They've not retired him yet. A triple, an RBI, and a run score. 36 batters deep for Kaiser, 126 pitches. 7 2/3, 9 hits. The home run was to Billy Bruton. He has walked 3 and struck out 4. They're not going to retire him at all. He drops in front of Mixis, and O'Connell is 4 for 4 today. 10th hit for Milwaukee. Is a cold pizza better than a Mystic pizza? With what you guys were talking about earlier, would it really matter? It's just pizza, and you're hungry. And you've worked yourself up an appetite. Johnny Logan is 2 for 3. Has singled twice, walked, and driven in a run. O'Connell on first. Logan, line drive to right. Morin, who's now the right fielder, won't get there. Walt, a 5 and a 7 in right. That's not oregano on the pizza. If you were to redo Fast Times at Ridgemont High today, there's no way in heck they would let you do that, right? Dude, my app said 4 pizzas. 2 and 2 the count to Logan. Kaiser deals. Left center field. The crowd likes it. Back goes Mixis. Off the wall. O'Connell around third's going to score. Logan's going to have 3 with ease. And it's 6-3 Milwaukee on a triple from Johnny Logan. Brings up Eddie Matthews, who's 0 for 4 and stolen a base. All right, Triple G. Enjoy your round Friday at noon for, I believe, the Tigers and the White Sox. Julia Roberts? You'd remake a movie about high school kids with Julia Roberts? Pitch to Matthews. Popped up. Cheedy. Logan running home. Harry makes the catch, and that will do. So the Braves on the triple from Logan get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 9th. Milwaukee 6, Chicago 3. So Cheedy, I'm sure, a pinch hitter, and Hoke to face Spahn. Cubs 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. Harry's 0 for 3. Yeah, I don't know why you'd have left Kaiser in unless their bullpen's tired. Oh, Julia Roberts is better than Mystic Pizza. Okay. Remember, we're a couple days removed from massive doubleheaders. And that's why there's more S's up there than a snake farm. So all 6 of the Cubs' arms are tired. Cheedy is 0 for 3. Spahn, plenty left in the tank as we start the 9th. Harry hits a ground ball to Adcock. Joe to the bag himself. 1 away. Now you pinch hit for Kaiser. Be curious to see what his pitch count was after the game is over. If he stays in, he's 0 for 3. Mr. Waterfield, the restorer of 8-track tapes. How are you? It'll be Clyde McCullough. Mr. Crash Cup has 1 pinch hit at least, 2 for 10 on the season, with 2 strikeouts. Pitch to Clyde, struck him out, and last chance saloon now. So Spahn is fan 5. Dick O'Connell, or Danny O'Connell will be your Digital Dice MVP, 4 for 4. They could not retire him today. Don Hoke is 1 for 4. So Spahn, 36 batters deep, 124 pitches, 8 2/3. 7 hits. The home run for Monty Irvin drove in all 3 runs for the Cubbies. Warren has walked 1 and struck out 5. Hoke is 1 for 4 today. Spahn delivers. That's a base hit into right center. Aaron will have that one skip past him. It is raining again. Bruton thought he was going to be able to backhand it. Couldn't do it. It's going to be extra bases for Hoke. Is it 3? No, it's a double. And for Don, that's his 4th of the year. For Gene Baker, who was 2 for 3. Gene has singled twice, scored, and struck out. That's a ground ball to third. Matthews has it, throws across the way, and the Braves are going to win this one by the score of 6-3. So in 2 hours and 23 rainy minutes in Milwaukee, 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Milwaukee. They go to 44 and 25. Cubbies fall to 30 and 41. 3 runs, 8 hits, and an error. Milwaukee left on 9, and the Cubs left on 8. We're going to give O'Connell again the MVP. Warren Spahn, an 11-game winner. He goes the distance. He could have thrown 155. 9 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. The home run to Monty Irvin. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Kaiser, with an exhausted bullpen behind him, forced to go the distance. 8 innings, he falls to 1 and 7. 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. The home run to Bruton, home run, because English is my friend, to Bruton. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Wasn't overly overused. His pitch count was 134, and he threw 142. It's always a brave new world. Spahn gets out of here just in time for you to go get your after-lunch meeting. You as well. All right. The rest of this Friday in baseball, the Redlegs shut out the Cardinals 3-0. Don Gross throws a shutout, goes to 2-1. Polholski 6-7. Gus Bell hits a 16th, goes 2 for 4 with a double. Yankees beat up on Washington 8-1. Turley 3-4. Riesler 5-7. Bob served up 2 RBI triple, goes 2 for 4. Dodgers shut out the Phillies 9-0. Erskine 9-1. Robin Roberts falls to 5-9. That was not a good morning, America. Gil Hodges 3 for 4, hits his 15th and drives in 3. The Tigers pound 16 hits, scored 12. They beat Chicago 12-7. Aber 4-0. Harshman 5-5. Harvey Keene goes 5-5. Cleveland hits 5 home runs in a 13-2 pounding of Kansas City. Mike Garcia 6-5. Harridge falls to 1-8. Gene Goodling 4 for 5, hits 2 solo homers. He now has hit 4. So tomorrow it's Hefton, or Friday it's Hefton Donovan. Friday at noon Eastern. And that'll do it. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, he's a pretty good pitcher. The Phillies use Lifebuoy and they still stink. All right. We'll talk to you Friday. Have a good day, everybody.